record. All right, guys. So it is January 1st, which is exciting. I was thinking, should we do a team call? Should we not do one? Like, it's a holiday. And I was like, that's ridiculous. There's no better day to do a team call than today. And then I was thinking, what should we talk about? Like, should we do some like super in-depth training, or should like it be more motivational? And I was talking to some other coaches and just talking about this year and our words. And so that's kind of what I want to get into a little bit today, but then also transition that to, okay, so we have these vision boards, we have this vision. What action do we need to take? So before we get into that, I want to, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the January calendar. I posted January, February, March all together. So I believe you have to search like quarterly calendar, or if you just go into the announcements, the pinned post, that one pinned post at the top, expand that. I've linked these calendars there. You just click it and you can get all January, February, March.
It's a blank.
It's a blank screen? Oh.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah.
There's just like a white line in the middle of the screen. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't see it either.
Hold on. Let's see. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's just how my screens were sharing. Okay, so it looks like I'm not looking at you, but that's because of my video and this is on a different one. All right, good. So this is the January calendar. Again, go into announcements, click the very bottom link. January, February, March calendars will come up. So hold on, let me see if I can move. Is it white again? Okay, it's fine. I'm distracting myself by not looking at you guys. There are a few changes to this already because that's just life. So I am doing a sneak peek into coaching right now, first, second, third. Or I started it yesterday, actually. So 31st, first, second. And the link to the sneak peek has been updated. I also post that on the team page. So I started a new group. This group is actually super active. So if you guys have people interested, get them in there. Like, people are commenting, people are asking questions. Like, it's a good, sometimes sneak peeks can be kind of quiet. People are introducing themselves. Like, it's a really good, strong sneak peek. So get people in there. This is the time of year. I also wanted to let you guys know I'm going to be mixing up the sneak peek format. So right now, one of my big goals, and it's something that we do well, but that I'm just looking to do better, is to create as many systems as possible for you guys to use for your coaches and your teams, right? So you can focus on the basics and you're not recreating the wheel. And I am in Bob Heilig's, what is it called? Legacy Leadership Academy. So this is something else I signed up for at the end of the year. This is going to be like my course this year, kind of developing myself as a leader. And as I've been here, what's his podcast called? It's like, oh, Your Virtual Upline is his podcast. He's like a big multi-level marketing guy. And we were just talking about the best things that you can give your team. And so one of them is, a way to present a business opportunity. And our sneak peek in a Facebook page is perfect for that. So we have that tool. The whole reason that I was going live and doing live sneak peeks weekly or every other week is because it would notify the people in the group, right? So in 2018, we kept one big group, and then it like notified everyone in the group every time I went live. And that was great because they could stay in there. It was kind of like that weekly follow-up. Now, Facebook has changed all notifications for groups from like all post to like top posts. And so this was kind of one of my experiments with starting this new group in 2019. So I was like, okay, so when I go live, will more people be notified like a top post? If they have just requested to join the group, right? These people are just requesting like 2 days ago. They obviously want to be in the group. Is Facebook showing them the post more? And they're not. So it makes no sense for me to go live every single week. That's an insane amount of time when people aren't actually being notified. And so that means most people are just going in the group and they're able to watch the videos. So I'm going to do this sneak peek. We can add people to the group. They can watch the videos, and then, you know, it's on us to follow up with them. The other thing that I'm going to do, I'm thinking I'll probably do this next week, but with this group, obviously we're having to give people a Facebook link, right? And then they have to request to join, and then they have to get approved. So all of those steps are extra. And as we have a lot of people on Instagram who aren't on Facebook, then we run into the issue of, well, what if they don't have a Facebook account? How do we get them in there? So I'm going to be recording the exact same 4 videos that I've done for the last year that we know work. And I'm going to be writing like a blog post, and those 4 videos will be embedded in there along with text kind of explaining each one. And then I'll also be able to put some of the graphics. So like the income progressions that I share, some of the photos from our trips, all of that kind of stuff will also be in there. So, you know, I know I have like the YouTube links, and you can just send people links, but it doesn't have all the content. So what I'm hoping is this blog post will really hold everything. And then when we have prospects, instead of saying, hey, go to Facebook, join this group, you know, do XYZ to get in, we can say, awesome, I'm so glad you're interested. Check out this blog post. There's a couple videos in there. Once you finish watching them, let me know what questions you have. So again, trying to put these tools in place so that you guys can use them. I also know that in the past we have talked about, you know, get in there, run your own sneak peeks. And I do think being that face of your team is really important. But I also think that when we are, you know, if you're recruiting, especially if it's like a warm recruit, right? And it's like one of your friends and she's like, you just joined this company like all of 2 weeks ago, and now you're acting like, you know, you're like some expert on this company, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think you necessarily need to put yourself in that position. I think what we can do, and we'll talk about this some tonight, is really talking about the power behind a team. So this is my upline coach, right? This is someone who's been in this business for 4 years. This is someone who is going to mentor us as we grow. And I think there is power in that. I also think it helps take some of the fear away from people that we're recruiting. Because how would you feel if like your best friend was like, oh my gosh, come join me, and they've only been doing it 2 weeks, and then it's like, well, am I supposed to do this now? You know, like as new coaches, you're like, now do I need to go do that? So I think in a way it simplifies things for our prospects. So no, you're not expected to go do some big business presentation. You have the tools when you join this team to now give this to your recruits. So now you can just talk to people naturally where you're at, and then say, hey, my upline has these tools for us to use. And so that is one of my goals. And of course, as you get more comfortable, as your team grows, you're going to want to run your own sneak peeks. But in the beginning, I don't want you to feel this pressure of, oh my gosh, I need to be doing my own. So that's why I just want to make sure I have those tools in place for you guys. So that was very long-winded about sneak peeks, but just because I'm going to change it up some, I just want you guys to know the details. So again, doing one this week, that Facebook group is it's going to remain open. All the videos are going to stay in there. Then I'm going to be creating the new videos in a blog post website that you can then just share with anyone. You can send them the link. All the videos are in there. The videos will not be linked to YouTube. So it won't be like the next one's like, why I quit Beachbody or something crazy. So you don't have to worry about your prospects seeing any of that. So hopefully that's a tool that you guys are able to utilize when trying to recruit and take some of that pressure off of you. You know, your job is to talk to people about what this business has done for you in a natural way where you're at, and then let me show them, you know, what's possible through the years. So these sneak peeks aren't necessarily going to be happening. But
So Holly, do you not
yes.
recommend us doing our own sneak peek then? Or do
If
you
you-
want us to like wait? Like I've just been considering it recently. I know I'm still newer, but I'm so close to Diamond and I'm really trying to focus on getting like coaches instead of customers that I thought about doing one. But
yeah, if
I
you
don't know.
feel comfortable like doing it, like go for it. Do it. I think it is something that a lot of people, especially like talking about the income, talking about different ways you make, like that video specifically, I hear from coaches like that makes me really nervous to talk about. If you feel ready to like talk about that,
See, like I'm okay with that actually.
yeah,
I mean, I know I'm not making near to what you're making, but like every month it's gone up, and I've only been doing it 3 months. And like this month, especially with my biggest, it almost like doubled. So it's like, I think that could really speak to people. I feel like
for sure.
it's more like realistic than like saying, oh, you'll make $1 million, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, totally do it. Yeah, I just think it has to be where you feel comfortable and it so that you don't feel overwhelmed by it. Some coaches like that's a big time commitment, right? Are you able to make that time commitment to that sneak peek right now? So those are the things to kind of think about, but I am definitely not saying don't do it. Like go for it. If you like you're ready, do it for sure. I just know, again, for those coaches that are like, oh, I'm just not quite there yet, I want them to have that tool.
Okay, sorry, my son's crying, but okay, I
you're
hear
good.
you.
You're good. So on Friday, the 4th, kind of switching gears from sneak peek, we have the Road to Elite call with corporate. So this is corporate will be providing us a Zoom link and they will be doing a whole presentation on Elite and Premier. So if you are on this call right now, there is no reason you could not be a Premier or Elite coach next year. If you have those goals, Premier really is, you could think of it as 2-star, Elite 5-star. There's other points which they'll get into, but if you're like, yes, this is my year to really bloom in this business, then try to hop on that call. I'm sure they are going to be recording it. Super Saturday is not 18th, 19th, 20th. It's the weekend before. So if you guys don't have your tickets, like go search the map, look for events. When I was in Northern California, the events were teensy tiny. DC has bigger events I've been to. Florida has huge events. This was my first time at a Charleston event, but I know it's much smaller. It doesn't matter. It's just fun to connect with other coaches live in person. This will also be where they are announcing the Success Club trip for next year. So if you are on this call, if you signed up as a coach in 2018, you can qualify for the 2020 trip. So all this year in 2019, if you hit Success Club 10 each month, your trip will be paid for in 2020. Okay, your basic room will be paid for in 2020. And that includes one guest, like a spouse. So keep that in mind as you're setting your goals for 2019 as well. If you want to earn that free trip, again, we'll find out at Super Saturday where it's to next year. This year it's the cruise. Last year it was Mexico all-inclusive. So it'll probably be like an all-inclusive resort. Make Success Club 10 on average your goal every single month. Sorry guys, let me see the chat. Sorry, it was like hidden from me. So Christine, they have not announced double trip dollars in January. I did not hear that. No. And Tiffany, I think the blog post will be available. I still have family in town. Hopefully sometime next week. Next week it should be available. Oh, Stephanie, it's in the Diamond newsletter. I literally read the Diamond newsletter. Oh, okay. So they are doing double trip dollars. So that's huge. So if you guys were, so whatever, again, to earn those Success Club trip dollars, right, to pay for your trip, it's Success Club 10. So if you were to hit Success Club 10 in January, it's like hitting Success Club 20. So this is your month. If you're like, oh, maybe another month will be a little harder, because again, it's averaged over the 12 months. Shoot for high numbers in January and they'll double your dollars. So it's it's amazing. I'm so sad I can't go this year because I'm literally due like 2 weeks after the trip. I'm not even allowed on the cruise ship. But it's incredible. It's one of my favorite events all year. So thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I read the Diamond newsletter. Apparently I did not read it well enough. So other than that, Transform 20 is kicking off on the 7th. On the 14th is the real kickoff. Sorry, preseason on the 7th. 14th is the real group. I have not set up that group yet, so I'll post in the team page for whoever wants to be added. It will be in the Challenge Tracker app. And then I'm pretty sure I'll be doing another one with preseason on the 28th for people who don't get in on the 7th. If I do not have a ton of Transform 20 people wanting to join after the 7th, I might just switch that to kind of a mixed group. So it can be any program that would start on the 28th. Right. That was a lot of info. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Hey, Holly, when are you opening or making the Transform 20 group starting the 7th? I have at least 3 people I need to add to it, and they've been asking me.
It'll be this week. It should be.
Okay.
I'll ask my assistant when she's going to do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll do the post in the team page and tag her. I wanted to give her today off because it's a holiday. So I'll tag her tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I'll probably open tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh yeah, Stephanie just posted in the chat about the double Success Club points. Also, so one thing it says in here is trip invitation emails are sent to qualified coaches January 14th through 24th. So if you you qualify by the number of Success Club points you earned in 2018. If you just signed up in October, November, December, you're probably not going to get an invite January 14th through 24th. But get on the wait list. Again, Super Saturday, all the information is going to come out and how to get on the wait list. You will get an invite sometime throughout the year because people will sign up and then they'll cancel or can't go. So if you've signed up in 2018, consider yourself going on this trip, put it on your calendar, work for Success Club 10 or more every single month to get it paid for. Yeah. So, okay. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight is kind of can you guys see that presentation? Are we okay? Okay. All right. My screens are all over the place. Okay. So I was really thinking about goals and about us as a team. And 2 years ago, when we were pushing for top 10 for the first time, we started that year as a 5-star elite team. Nothing, right? We were this baby team with these crazy goals. And we rallied around that one goal. And with that one goal, all of our businesses rose up. And this year, going for this 2-time top 10, and it's funny because I was talking to Bonnie Engel and she's like, it's almost easier the second year top 10 because you have all that momentum that you built in that first year. And she said, but wait till you get to year 3. And so in this push for this 2-time top 10, which I still don't know, there's nothing official. We get phone calls I don't know, it has to be before Super Saturday. So sometime in the next 2 weeks, we'll get phone calls letting us know if we officially did 2-time top 10. But I'm putting it out there in the universe that we did. I found that it wasn't that same push, that same rally, that same fire. And I want that fire back. I want to fight for something, none of this is a given. And so as I was setting goals, my goals this year were, I was like, you know what, should we do 3-time top 10? And how should I use my goals to help my team rise up? And so I was thinking of my word, and I was like, I think my word this year is unstoppable. because when I look back at 2018 and living out of suitcases on the road for 4 months, and I mean, it just, when I think that this time last year we were living in France with no end in sight, and then in March David got 3 weeks, like we had 3 weeks notice, and then we moved back to the States, and I lived out of a suitcase for 4 months, and I mean, just everything. It was craziness, and yet I pushed through it. And so now it's like, I'm not in that chaos, but my new chaos is coming, like with the newborn. And so I want our team to be that unstoppable team. I want us to be that force. You know, when I look at Melanie Mitro, 4-time #1 coach, like, they are unstoppable. She continues to produce leaders. And so I was like, I want that to be us. I want us to be a consistent top team because we consistently produce new leaders. So I help you produce leaders, and then you produce leaders. And we all then hit our goals. And so for me, what I'm going to be doing throughout this year is I want to harness that power of social media. So I don't know if you guys were around when they did I Am Team Beachbody. I guess that was 2017. And all of a sudden, all these coaches started posting a photo, whether it be like them with their kids or them, you know, working out or whatever. And it was like, I am Team Beachbody. This is the face of Team Beachbody. And the hashtag like went viral. And I was like, I want people to see us as that same community. So I'm going to start using the hashtag I am unstoppable. And I would love for you guys to also, whether it be find your own or use that one, we can create that same community. We can then create, whenever anyone types in, whenever anyone clicks on I am unstoppable hashtag that you've used in your post, and they go to that feed and it is full of moms and their babies and working out and being with family and making incredible things happen, that then shows them what our team is. We now create that vision together, right? We aren't on our own. Yes, social media, we want to be our own influencers and have our own brand. But if you look at like Kayla and Nice, or she's like the BBG fitness girl, like they are all BBG, they don't even have coaches. People are literally tagging like BBG Fit and Tone It Up and like all these things that like don't even have coaches. They have huge social media like hashtags and followings. And none of these people are even making money off of this, but they're doing it because they want to be a part of that community. We can use a hashtag or a brand to bring people to us because they want to be part of a community. So that is my hope with the, you know, I am unstoppable, is that we all unite together to attract more people to our team, right? When they, again, it's not about me being a top coach. It's they click that hashtag and it's all of us. And they can see themselves in one of us on that team. And that's huge. There's power behind that. So, this was just like one of the quotes that I came across. And again, she was unstoppable, not because she did not have failures or doubts, but because she continued on despite them. And so if you are someone who's like, gosh, like I have these big goals, but maybe 2018 wasn't like exactly how I wanted it to be, it doesn't matter. We are all going to stumble. I miss goals all the time, right? We're all going to stumble. But what we have to know is as long as we get up, we're okay. That's what being unstoppable means, right? It's knowing and believing in this vision, believing in these vision boards so much that just because you missed one of your weekly or monthly goals doesn't mean you quit. It means that you keep going, because you're going to learn from those failures, and those failures are only going to make you stronger. And again, I fail all the time, guys. So I know people who miss goals at the end of the year and they're like, I just don't know. I'm like, set that vision and know that you are unstoppable. You can do it. So what do I want for this team, for everyone on this team? I want to create more diamonds than any other team in the company. We did that last year. So I want you guys to have faith that we have trainings in place that work. We have new coach trainings that are helping more coaches see new coach success than any other team on the company. More new coaches in Success Club. And we created more new diamonds last year than any other team in the company. This means that as you onboard your coaches, they have the new coach training to get them started. And we have the quarterly diamond push groups that are getting people results and helping them to hit diamond. So that is my goal, to continue to create those new leaders, those diamond leaders. And once you've done that, so easy to duplicate that, to pass that down to your teams. And I want to create more elite coaches than any other team. Creating elite coaches to me means that I'm creating coaches with depth in their organization. I'm helping you find real income in your business, right? We talk about getting to diamond as that pivotal point of I'm in the top 1% of the company and building momentum from there. When you get to 2-star premier, you're getting there, right? You're starting to gain your momentum. Your team cycle bonuses are becoming more consistent. But when you hit elite, when you have a team of 5 diamond coaches beneath you, that is when you can say, I am making a consistent income that can really, truly help support my family. And that is what I want for all of you. That's why I started, was to create an income that could support my family. And so I want to create more elite coaches. I want to bring more moms home. And that is one of my unstoppable goals this year. One of the things that's driving me. And then again, I want to become that 3-time top 10 team. It hasn't been done a lot, and I know we can do it. And if we focus on diamonds and elite, bringing you all income, it all happens naturally. So I think you today have to believe in your vision, your goals, and you have to believe that you are capable of doing them. And you are. This team proves that, time after time. So the other thing that I wanted to ask you guys for help on, and this doesn't have to be on this team call, we can kind of put this out on the team page, but I wanted 3 words for our team to kind of rally around, So Ashley Smith has her inspire and empower motto. I have a couple that I was thinking of. These are different words that kind of came to mind: empower, inspire, believe, the heart and hustle, freedom, rise, dream. So I would love, intention is a good one. Yeah. So I would love to kind of come up with something again that we can believe in as a team, that we can rally around, that we can proudly wear, talk about, share, so that people understand what they're joining, what this community is really about. So we can talk about this again more on the team page, but I just wanted you guys to kind of start thinking about that. Okay, so we're okay, great. I feel good. I know I can do this. I know I have a team behind me with systems, right? So I have my big vision for this team. You have your individual visions, your vision boards, your goals. So now what, right? How do we go from I'm an Emerald coach and I want to be 5-star elite by the end of the year? So the most important thing that you can do is take action. So this is one of the reasons in our new coach training that like every single module is action based, right? So you write your coming out post, you invite 100 people, you're creating your links. We have to take action for something to happen. So you can go through, and there are so many trainings out there. You can consume a million trainings, but until you take action, nothing happens. So what are the actions you need to do? And literally, no matter what level you're at, these basic actions are the same. So what do I do every single day? So every single day, I work on adding people to my network. When I first started, this was on Facebook. I went through friends of friends of friends, add. I'd add people to my network every single day. Now, I run $3 a day ads on my like page. So I get new eyes on my like page every single day, new likes over there. And I use Captivate and Cleaner, the free apps that I told you, that we talk about for Instagram. I use those every single day. Now I do pay for the cloud service. So I go in, right now I'm running Cleaner today. So the last 2 days I added over 800 people through Captivate. And then today I'm running Cleaner, and anyone who hasn't followed me, I'm unfollowing them. And I do it in the cloud, and it literally takes me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. That is it. So yeah, Christine, cloud is so worth it to have it going in the background. It's so worth it. That is something I would say is a worthwhile investment for sure. So that is one of them. Jess, what about I don't use the whitelist.
So for newer coaches, this is something I just figured out. So I follow people like you follow me back, but like I follow Michael Folsom and Lindsay Matway, and I have a couple people that are on my Instagram that don't follow me back, but they're family members. Sorry, kids screaming. You can add them. So when you run Cleaner, if you go through and you click everyone that does not follow you, and you see people on there that you want to still be on your Instagram, but they're just not following you back, you can add them to a whitelist, and it just moves them over so they don't get in that unfollow thing.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Kids making it hard to focus.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. So if there's people you want to continue following, but they don't follow you back, add them to the whitelist. Yeah, I don't use a whitelist because I don't actually use Instagram like a normal person, right? It's like a business tool. But
this is why he was screaming, just in case anyone.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so so there's the whitelist. So add people to your network every day so that you never worry about running out of people, right? Invite to challenge groups and invite to coaching every single day. Now, it is like your first week as a coach, spend some time connecting with people, right? But you should be inviting every single day. And the number of invites you send will directly correspond to your income. I started in my warmish market. Again, I had less than 400 friends on Facebook, so it's not like I had a ton of people to invite, but I made that list of 100 people. Every single month, and you guys should be doing this, you should have at least a list of 100 people that you are starting with. And then in month 2, you should be able to use that list, rewrite it as part of your follow-up list, because follow-ups are huge. Now, one place I see new coaches kind of get stuck in this process is I'm getting a lot of no's. I'm getting a lot of silence. You will. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of silence. This silence is not a no. I move them to my follow-up list. I'll follow up. Hey, looks like last month did not work for you. Still running, I'm running a new Mom Fit Club. Let me know if, now works better. I don't know. You make it a little more personal based on what you've been talking to them about. But you've got to follow up. You can't let the no's get in the way. And 100 invites in a month in warm market is probably going to be enough to hit Success Club. So I did my 100 invites a month, warmish market, Facebook. Again, people kind of trusted me. Not cold market. And I would hit SC10. Cold market, I'd say 100 invites a week at least. So
Hey, Holly.
yeah.
On the following on Instagram and stuff, does it matter if like when you're starting your business and you don't have a ton of followers, like, does it necessarily matter if they, if you have like, if you start following like say 100, I don't know how many you're supposed to try to follow every day, but if your number of how many people you follow versus how many people follow you, like if my number of people I'm trying to like engage with is way higher than the people that follow me back, does that like look bad or?
Yeah. So you want to try to keep that number lower, like the number you're following lower than the number of people following you. But in the beginning, like you said, you're just growing. So like it's going to fluctuate. But you don't want to have like 500 people following you and you be following 5,000, like it can't be like that uneven. But the way to make it even is then just to use cleaner.
Okay.
Because you can just unfollow those people who aren't following you. It doesn't make sense. If they're not following you, why are you following them?
Yeah, because I have a hard time with this because I literally am like right on the 500 mark on both sides. And then I don't end up adding new people to my market a lot. Like people will add to me all the time. And I think half of them are probably coaches that don't realize I'm a Beachbody coach because I don't really like show the brand on my original page, more in my stories. But like, I don't want to, I'm like afraid of it looking tacky. Like, do I do like 1,000 or?
Yeah, exactly. If you have 500 following you and you follow 1,000, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
A lot of people
so I can kind of play with it.
Exactly. Play with it, get up to that 1,000 point, add 500 people, hit that 1,000 point, give them 1 or 2 days to follow you back. Whoever doesn't follow you back, just unfollow them and clean it out.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good question. I usually follow like up to 1,000 people and then like go back through and do my unfollows. But I do, again, these things are so like simple and basic, but they are the things that are going to move your business forward. Alyssa, are you engaging at all with them before you unfollow? No, because if I'm following 800 people, no, I'm just straight follow, unfollow. Again, I give them a few days. Like they should, I'm not going to beg them to. If they like, they'll see my profile and they can see my stories. And if they don't want to follow me, they don't want to follow me. If they are like someone, there's a difference too of like really picking out profiles. And I really only do this for coaches. And Jen Richardson talked about this in our team call. Like she finds her 10 people and she's like, yes, these are going to be my rock star coaches. And then she really engages with them. So if I find someone and their profile is like amazing and they're already doing Instagram stories, I'm like, yes, I like want them to be a coach, then I will engage. But otherwise, this is one way I really do keep like follow, unfollow to like a very fast pace. And not something that I'm going to spend a lot of time on. And then as they follow me, when they start engaging on my photos or in my stories, that is when I reach out and really start engaging with them. Not necessarily sending them an invite, but I see that they're engaging with my content, watching stories. Now I can go engage with their content and stories without just being such a shot in the dark. So Tiffany, I have Android, finally found an app called Unfollow. Oh, good. Yeah. So Captivate and Cleaner, I believe, are only on iPhone. So thank you, Tiffany. I can unfollow 50 people at a time. Yes. Okay. So that is one of the rules, is that per hour, you can only take 50 actions per hour. So that either is 50 unfollows or 50 follows. So what I do is I run Captivate, and this is why I use the cloud program, because I can go through and I literally, right. We'll just do a little, let me see. So if you go to just like, when you open up Captivate, right, it brings this up. Now, I don't want to target another Beachbody coach. Why would I do that? People follow another Beachbody coach. They're going to go with them. They're not going to come to me. So what I do is I search for like products. right? So for me, one that I've really been liking, because I just bought it, for me is the Happiest Baby, which is like this new crib thing. Okay, so I search there. So I just search, this is Captivate. Yeah, Whitney, this is in Captivate. So you just go into Captivate, you do search, whoever you want to search for. Then I click Happiest Baby. So it brings this up. And then you can click on followers. Okay, so I just click the number, like it's at 83.1K followers. It brings people up. I know. So this is literally, this is an bassinet for newborn babies up to 6 months. These are my target audience. These are my pregnant moms, or these are my new moms. Now, I need to use my time wisely. So I am going through, I'm not going through, I know you can go through and be like, oh, this looks like my avatar, this looks like my avatar, and you can just select them. What I do, I just do quick select, and then you can do select non-following. That just selected 200 people. I can scroll up. It'll load it again. Quick select, select non-following. I just selected another 240. And then you just go to actions and click follow. And then I'm not going to do this right now because I'm running cleaner, but you just add to cloud. And then it'll start following people like 40 to 50 per hour, which is the safe amount. I think it's like 30 to 40 per hour. And I don't have to do anything. It runs in the background. And then they either follow me back or they don't. So I'll run Captivate for like 2 days, and then I'll run cleaner for 1 day. But it makes it really, really fast. So I used to use night mode when I didn't have cloud, when I didn't pay for the cloud. So night mode is just like the cloud, but it only runs it at night. One thing I love about the cloud is that it runs it during the day. So people, when they're active on their Instagram, are now getting the notification versus waking up and having like a bunch of different follows. Sometimes, sure, they'll be like, oh, who is this account? But I have better luck with getting follows back when I'm doing them during the day versus night mode. But night mode, it works for me. Cloud, the cloud is super fast, and I make it part of my morning routine, which is pretty fast. Yeah. So if you have cloud, I would just use a cloud and not use night mode. So yeah, so that's Captivate, and you can do the same thing with cleaner in terms of just scrolling through and selecting people. Christine, yeah, that's another way to do it. So you can go to a post in the past, and you see that people have really been engaging with that post, and you can actually select to follow those people. So there's all different ways that you can use Captivate and cleaner, but that's all that I'm using right now. So I'm not paying a service. I am just using Captivate and cleaner, and that's how I'm growing my Instagram. It's not an insane like fast growth, but it's a consistent growth, and it's probably, I don't know, 1,000 people a month. So again, and they're the right people. My story views are going up, so I know that, okay, they're actually watching my content. So just a note also, if you guys aren't doing trackers, you should be using trackers. So there are all different kinds of trackers out there, right? On the new coach training, there's these like runner, walker, joggers, but you can literally just, I mean, there's a million, but you could just create your own of like, okay, so my goal is to invite 20 people a day. When I invite 20 people a day, I get to do a check. I check it off. Or 20 people a day to challenge groups, 5 people a day to coaching. But if you're not tracking those, how do you know you're really doing it? And it's just a really easy way to make sure you're doing the things that you need to do. So this is the runner one that's up here, but invite and follow up 10 to 20 people a day. Again, this has a lot on it. For me, when I'm looking at tracking, I'm looking at tracking these things. How many people did I add to my network today? how many did I invite to challenge groups? How many did I invite to coaching? How many did I follow up with? Because I know those are the things that move my business forward. So you really need to focus on those things. And it's not the pretty stuff, right? And of course we have to be drinking our shakes. We have to be doing our workouts, like the vitals, all of that. We have to be reading personal development. But if you want to move the needle forward on your business, you need to know how many people you're inviting. And then you can also reassess, hey, listen, I hit Success Club 10. I want to hit Success Club 20, right? I need to move my business faster. What do I need to do? Then I need to increase those numbers. And you're going to have the exact numbers and be able to use that as a baseline for your business and for your income. And every month it changes, right? I mean, some months are harder or easier than others, but it gives you a baseline to go off of, and you know what you're doing. Are you really spending your time moving your business forward?
Hey, Holly.
Yes.
Forgive me, I don't know the name of the coach, but she did a team call for us like a couple weeks back. She had long blonde hair. Did her name start with a D?
Oh, Moira.
Moira. Okay, it was like a unique name. Yeah.
Yeah.
She what I wrote in the team page, the tracker app, that it was like the basic tools she said she started with, and it was a tracking form. Is that
This is her tracker? Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, this is hers. So the which is in our team page. This Rising Together Rising is actually her team name. So these are the trackers that she uses.
Is there something like on Beachbody's website or something that I could get that's like where I could track like hundreds of people and put like I mean, I could probably make my own too.
Like you want to track their individual names?
Like if I'm inviting 100 people, like every so often, like every couple days or a week, and I want to like check like first contact, second contact, third contact, and then like maybe I'll put like a 6-month reminder or something if they're like really not responding.
Yeah. So you can use, if you want to use digital, just like, use Excel or like the Google Sheets, because then you can just make your own little, I mean, there are trackers, but to get exactly like what you want, I would just create your own.
Okay. I didn't know if that's kind of what she was referring to. And she said like I just did like the basic steps of like what my coach told me to as like a beginning business starter. And I'm usually good at like keeping track, but I'm starting to get so many invites that I'm starting to get unorganized.
Yeah. So. And then I also I use Google Streak. Jess said she has one. Yeah, Jess, post it in the team page. That'd be awesome. Or post it in here. Yeah, Google
I'll post the link. It's in I have a Google Drive for my team, and I literally I do everything on Google Drive. It's amazing. But I used a combination of like 4 different trackers that I found and just I tailored it to me. I just made things that made sense in my mind. So I'll post it for you guys to see what it is that I did. And then you can just make it your own. You can just like copy it to your own Google Drive and change it and do whatever it is that you want.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. That's the way to do it. And I mean, I used pen and paper for the first 2 years, but with Instagram, like it's sometimes easier just to copy and paste like a username over. And then I use Google Streak now that I use email. So I email everyone. And so Google Streak is like amazing. But you have to collect emails. So Google Streak is
it like a CRM, a tracker?
Yeah. So you create like your own pipelines. So I have a pipeline for like, let me see if I can share with you guys my Google Streak. So again, you have to, let's see, this will let me share this one. Share. Okay. So this is, please ignore all my unanswered emails. They're happening tonight. So it's just connects to Gmail. Google Streak is a free add-on. And if you guys want to know like exactly how to set it up, just Google like Beachbody Google Streak tutorial on YouTube and it comes up. Do Beachbody Google Streak. But what it allows me to do is, so this is how like all my snippets are in here, right? So for me, like as people have been saying like, oh, I'm interested in like the fit influencer, like my ad right now, here's my snippet. So I'm not rewriting a million emails. Or you can also do like, oops, sorry guys, my keyboard was not connected. Like short code. So T20 launch. Here's all my information about Transform 20 that I send everyone. So it allows you to do snippets in there, which I love, but it also allows you, oh, sorry guys, the chat went down. It also, let me make sure you guys can actually see this. Okay, good. So it also allows you to put people in boxes. So say this is like Sally Lou, and then she's a potential customer of mine, and then I can like use notes. And the beauty in this is, okay, so I sent her initial invite, and then I can do my follow-up, and I can say when I want to follow up with her, and then it comes back to the top of my email. So I absolutely like love it. You can view your pipelines. Some of these like I don't use anymore, but potential customers. So initial invite sent pricing info, sent link to purchase, not right now, purchased, add to challenge group, added to challenge group, invite to free group. So you can move people like along in your pipeline. So it's amazing. Just again, I love it. So yeah, so that is kind of really quick and dirty Google streak. But I know some of you are saying you have issues like moving people along. So I don't email people right away. Like I private message with them, but then I do move them over to email. Yeah. So do you move everyone to connect to on IG over to email? I do. I move them to email. And that's where I do all my follow-up. It also, I then have their email for putting them on like a mailing list and a newsletter. I just, again, some people I know, like, I don't know, Instagram DMs are just like a mess. So, but I know some people have said, oh, when I move them over to email, like I don't have as much luck. So I think feeling out what works for you, but also just knowing, you know, to me, like I tell them, hey, like I'd love to give you more info. Shoot me your email so I can get you all the details. And I don't think of it as, I don't know, people are like, I don't get good conversion. I'm like, I'm a professional running a business. So I've had one person tell me, oh, I'm not going to give you my email. Everyone else just gives me their emails. So, but definitely, you know, you got to figure out what works for you, but this keeps me really sane. So, okay. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent, but I think kind of talking about these tools, especially as we're entering the new year, right? What are we using to really move our businesses forward? So where is, all right. So let's go back. We're almost done with this, I promise, guys. Okay. It's just like, I feel like I'm going backwards. Okay, so again, we've been over this slide. We're good. But I do think I want to make sure that you guys have the higher level systems so that you can focus on the systems like this, right? What's the right tracker for me? What's the right way to invite? What's the right way to follow up? And then once I get them to that point, now I can move them into a sneak peek group. Now they've signed up as coaches, I can move them into a new coach training, right? I can put them in a new coach group or our team page and have those trainings in place so that your focus is this: adding to network, connecting, getting them through that first initial forming stage. So the only other thing I will say is have a quarterly plan. This is so important because you need to know what you are inviting to, right? And you need to know when your groups are going to happen, what the groups are going to be, because you want to be focusing on that like the whole week before you're inviting. So you want to be priming people for that. What is the name? Jab, Jab, Right Hook. It's a super old book, but it's not super old. It came out when I first started coaching, but with how quickly social media changes, it's older. But the entire premise is jab, jab. So you're talking about something, you're getting people interested, and then you go in for your right hook and you do the invite. So that is why you need that quarterly plan in place. When is that free group? When is, your challenge group? When are you focusing on inviting to coaching? That is what you want to focus on, right? So you need a plan in place. Sorry guys, I'm reading your comments too. Whitney, I just add people I selected into Captivate to a local. So the local, I don't think the local actually does anything. I think you then have to go through. Oh, it doesn't instantly. Yes, you want to be careful. It won't let you follow more than 50 at a time. So if you add like 200 there, it'll follow 50 and then the other people will sit there. So yeah, so just watch out for that. But again, have a quarterly plan. Look at too, like again, if you're going to Super Saturday, like when you start thinking about posts, like that's huge. You now have like a live event you're going to. Start thinking about that in terms of coaching, right? So how are you going to utilize that Super Saturday to attract coaches to you? And I think that's another thing we really have to think about as we are moving our businesses forward is we want to attract coaches, right? That is what will change your income long term, is attracting coaches. So how each week are you naturally talking about coaching, and having that quarterly plan is going to help you do that. So every Sunday I actually sit down and write out like, okay, like I look at my calendar and I'm like, how do these kind of reflect on coaching for me, and how am I going to talk about coaching? And so I always know how I can naturally talk about coaching versus like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked about coaching, I need to fit it in, right? That you don't ever want to feel that way. But the more you talk about coaching, the more natural it is, the more you're going to attract people to you and to coaching. So, and then again, utilizing team systems. So we are that one team. Anything that I have created is now yours for you to use with your coaches. So when you hear me talk about like January mentorship, I mean, this is signing coaches up, getting coaches in a new coach training, letting them know when there are live calls so they can get the mentorship. But it's nothing more than that. You guys all can use that as a tactic. Join our top 10 team, like January mentorship program, right? This is something that most teams don't offer because most teams don't have their own trainings. Most teams don't have these larger team calls or Wednesday, tomorrow, a new coach call, right? That's not offered, but you have that to offer. You have these like a diamond push group. We're talking about diamond bet groups. Like no one knows what that term means. But when you talk about you are a part of a group that is helping women get to the top 1% of the company, people get that. So make sure you're utilizing any of the, things that we have in place, the systems we have in place to help drive the development and business of your team as well. So, all right, that is it. I will stop sharing with you guys. Let me exit here. Yeah, go ahead.
Hosted a Super Saturday or Super Weekend?
I have not hosted one before. I don't think anyone in here has actually hosted one. Are you going to host one?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but they don't have one in Hawaii right now, and I can't afford to just fly to California to go to one. So I'm thinking maybe my only option.
Yeah, hosting one can literally be you and like any local coaches that you have. Like it could just be you. So when you host one, what you really get is the big video from corporate with all the information in it. So it's not, I mean, it doesn't like cost anything. They just send it to you. So you should totally just do it. I know like Amy Silverman started hosting them in Portland, Oregon. She had 2 people at her first one, and now Portland, Oregon has one of like the biggest. So yeah, it's like, it's not a big deal.
My local person I know does, I think she hosted one last time. She actually invited me to it and I didn't go. And then I signed up for Under Your Team 3 days later and she got a little salty with me.
Yeah.
But she's not here right now. And so I don't want to like message her and be like, hey, when are you coming home? Are you running this group or not? So I'll just, if it doesn't cost anything, then I have absolutely no problem running it at all.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
Should I just like use that to my advantage locally? Just like, hey, if you want to come check out what I've been doing and you want to come do a free workout and you want to hear about all the amazing stuff that we're doing this year, come find me.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And
I'm gonna do it. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, use it to your advantage on social media, like that you are hosting, you know, all the coaches in your region and providing them training. And yeah, for sure. And it really is, I mean, it's just corporate sending you a video and then you can do, live. People normally do a live workout afterwards.
All right.
So yeah, it'll be fun.
It's definitely going to be what I'm going to do right now when I get off this call.
That's awesome. It'll be fun. Yeah. Okay, guys. Sorry. It is 9:00. I just talk. Sorry. Do you guys have any other questions? Oh, good. You guys are helping. Thank you guys for helping Whitney.
I have a quick question. Your videos that you did the other day that were like your year in review with the white background and like a picture and then different font, what's the app that you use for that?
Unfold. 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 Yep.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yep. And it's free. Yep. And you can add in videos or just photos.
Can we share the I'm Unstoppable thing that you posted?
Yeah.
I totally want to share it because I think it's amazing. And that was going to be like part of my story today is sharing that and then talking about my group that we're running. I've gotten a lot of response.
Yeah, for sure. Share it and talk about, I mean, I am just going to continue to use the like, I am unstoppable. And as people, you know, start falling off their New Year's resolutions because they have no support, whether that be in health and fitness or business, you know, everyone thinks like, I've got these big goals, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then they lose momentum. Like we will still be there and we will still be doing incredible things. And every time a coach reaches a new rank and we get to do rank advancements, like hashtag I am unstoppable. Like this team is unstoppable and we are going to create that momentum for sure. So, and actually, hold on, I always take pictures and they are horrible because I take them, you know, when I don't tell you guys that we're all looking. So I can let everyone actually smile in this one who's on the call right now. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, I can post it. I'll now hopefully we've all, sorry, my camera's on a different computer.
Totally sharing it later.
Yeah. So awesome, guys. I'm just excited. I'm excited to find new ways to create this momentum and to take advantage of everything that we've done, right? That's the whole point is we are all this top 10 team. We all need to benefit from that momentum. And we now need to use it to push down to our teams, to recruit, to show people what is possible when we all join together and we have the tools and resources to do that. So, all right, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope you guys have an awesome night. New coach call is tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow at 1 p.m. new coach call. So, and again, any of your new coaches, feel free to have them hop on. So, all right, guys, have a good night.